So as of right now. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Pop Culture Corner. Today, I'm here with the lovely and beautiful Lauren. Do you want to say your last name? Smith.
Well, the full active name is Lauren K. Smith with my middle initial.
Love that microphone. Get that microphone right up in there. Use it. Utilize it.
Yeah, it's Lauren K. Smith because obviously Smith is a little bit difficult to differentiate on the internet.
Okay.
It's, the most common last name in America.
Very generic.
You're not allowed to have the same name as anybody else in the roster. So, I went with my middle initial because I feel like it rolls off the tongue in like a Michael J. Fox kind of thing.
No, it does.
Lauren K. Smith.
Ooh, I like that.
Right?
Lauren K. Smith.
Right?
Actually, that is a good. That's a good name.
It kind of it's got.
I'm with that. Je
ne sais quoi.
Unfortunately, Freddie Mac bailed on today's episode. So, for everybody who is most likely watching in the future, because one thing I will tell you is I need to be way more consistent. But we've been doing shows on Sundays. But part of the reason is Freddie Mac is always busy or doing something. So we haven't been able to do like an in-person podcast. So all of our audience, if you want, blame Freddie. It's Freddie's fault. So he called out again today. Just kidding. No, he's got things to do. But Lauren is filling in, and hopefully we'll be filling in more often. So how did you get your start? Because you're an aspiring actress.
At what point is it no longer aspiring? When
No. And that's what I was gonna clarify. It's aspiring because I literally before you got here, like you were in the I call the green room, which is by the way, the green room is just my little living room thing. She was in there while I was finishing a conversation with Brandon, who played. He was in Batman vs Superman or Batman v Superman, and I accidentally called him an aspiring actor. He's like, what? Same thing you did.
Well, I mean, jokingly, like, yeah, because I mean, technically, have I been paid? Would that make me a professional? But currently, it does not pay the bills, so it's we're working on having it be more of my income at one point, which would be lovely. But
you're a working actress.
Yes, I mean, so I have been paid actual money, dollar bills, so I feel like that counts.
It has
being a professional.
Do you ever do like do you ever do like extra work?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you're still at that kind of point where you want to jump into anything that's available to you because A, like it's great experience. B, it's just everything's networking.
Yeah,
like
networking. Hollywood's political.
My next step is I'm trying to make some business cards. My mom apparently has some leftover business cards in her attic, so she's like, you just need to come up with a design. But I don't know what's like a non-dorky business card, because I've seen some
all black,
really dumb business cards
all
that people
black,
have handed me.
Black on black.
Like there's another actor that I worked with once who handed me his business card, and it just had his entire headshot on the back, where I'm like,
well, no, what you'd want to do.
I get that, but like, it was just so big.
No, like, what you need to do is create an audition. You need to create a reel.
I have a reel.
Oh, yeah, I know, but you need to get a good, professionally edited reel, right?
Are you saying my editing skills are not professional?
No, but mine are. Mine are. Okay. Not saying yours aren't. But
is that me going in video editor and cutting up my clips of my movies is not good enough.
No, I could enhance it, is what I'm saying.
Well, I feel like
no, but you're real. Yeah. You're right. But so you actually are. By the way, I love, because you can't just get on IMDb.
Well, I mean, yes.
People think you can get on IMDb.
Well, not just by making an account.
You have to have, like,
a director has to invite you onto their page.
Yeah, as a credit, you know, so you can. So it's verified.
So, but you should have an account. But that just having one does it. Then they can say, like, yes, this was the person.
Exactly.
But you cannot be like, hey, let me just type in.
I was in Top Gun Maverick. Yeah, I played that one guy in Top Gun Maverick, and then all of a sudden you have this fucking list of credits.
Well, that's why, like, I mean, things like a resume is also, they say, okay, but, you know, at the end of the day, like someone said, the only thing they're looking at an acting resume is directors will see if they've worked with that person before. That's all they care about. Because obviously you can put that so-and-so was in, like, that I was in some friend in college's short film and I started. They don't care.
Yeah.
No one cares about that. They'll just look down and be like, oh, she worked with Joe Schmo. I love Joe Schmo. I'll hire her.
Right.
That's the only thing. So the demo reel is definitely
and again, that circles back to the politicalness of it. Right? That's a political scheme, if anything. What? Think about that. Oh, you've worked with her? Okay. Oh, well, now I trust you.
That's just business. That's why it's just all.
No, I know, but
it's all about who you know.
Yeah, but people like to say is politics run the world. It's like, no. Politics is a reflection of how shit works, right? In like a democratic system, right? The popular win.
Yeah.
So the more people that put their faith in you, the better odds you have at becoming what you want to become. Yeah. So
if you're very charming, you can
do
whatever the fuck you want.
Exactly. But don't go the Harvey Weinstein way. There's that's the only way to any young actresses or anything.
Yeah, no.
Don't do that.
I don't think anyone's planning on it. I hope not.
Lauren, there's a dark side to Hollywood. Like a very dark side to Hollywood.
No, I mean, I'm aware.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't reached those corners yet.
Women do. Women, and honestly, women are the victims. Women are the victims of it because women get told by these men that, oh, I can make you a star. I can make you this. I can make you that. Those guys are predators. Like, I feel so bad because I have a sister, a beautiful sister. Yeah. I have a beautiful sister, and she lives in Austin, Texas by herself. And I'm constantly worried that, something's going to happen to her and no one's going to be there to protect her. Like,
well, you know what?
It's a sad world that we live in where
that's
women.
Why I took some Krav Maga classes. So I am tight on protection.
Right. So if someone tried to attack you, you could defend yourself.
I mean,
to a degree that you could, I mean, if a 300-pound guy is coming at you.
I have some moves that I could implement that'll help kind of maybe bring someone down who's like a little bit taller than me, and that I can more maneuver my way out to knock them down.
Right.
But out of 2 intro classes.
What do you think about moving to Hollywood?
I would not want to do that.
Why not?
LA is terrible.
Yeah, no. LA is pretty
bad.
The weather. It's not the traffic that's the problem.
The people.
It's the homeless. It's the grittiness of it. Like,
yeah,
LA is a jungle.
And I wouldn't want to be that.
Tax it, and then you get into all that other stuff. Taxes. The cost of living here is bad in Massachusetts. Don't even get me started in California. Like, it's brutal. So living in LA, what you should think about is living in Nevada, which is a hop, skip, and a jump
What?
away.
Go to Vegas?
Well, yeah, Vegas is nice.
Oh, I think New York will probably be the ideal. That's been the
Nah,
plan. Even though I'm not even like a big
Georgia.
fan of New York. I mean, I know
A
Atlanta's
lot of
great,
yeah,
but
a lot
I don't
of.
want to be that far from everyone right now. Like
Why?
maybe
Who cares?
because I like my family.
You have to be yourself.
Well, yeah, but I'm cool.
You have
I'm cool
to.
being myself in New York.
Yeah, but what if you moved? And I'm not telling you how to live your life by any means. I promise. But why not? Hey, think about this. You go to Georgia. You
I
get
mean, that's like just so far in the future right now.
yeah.
I mean, I can
know.
barely
I know.
afford Boston right now.
Right. Hey,
So
listen.
these are just fun
You're not alone.
hypotheticals. These
Yeah,
are not
you're not alone. You're not alone. I can barely afford to live here. So the payment here is I'm not gonna say the exact number, but it's 16-ish. But I have a studio. You know, you've seen the house. I have a lot
Yeah.
for what I pay, but I don't want to live here forever. I want to get rid of this place. So, but this is a starting point.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Obviously, my apartment with 3 other roommates is not my end point at the
Oh,
moment.
Vancouver. Yeah, Eric said. So Eric will be at Springfield Comic Con as well. So he's a viewer and he's coming out to see us. So Vancouver is another hot spot for working actors because Supernatural. So, by the way, my pop culture comrades, guess what? Lauren here is a fan of Supernatural.
I
And
mean,
you know what that means?
How could you not be?
What?
I said, how could you not be?
I know. I'm just very glad to hear someone say that. I'm so glad.
I mean, not to like saying like yeah, everyone has their preferences, but you know,
I feel
like,
that.
well, the only reason my roommate has declined to enjoy it is that he said he had a problem with things that required suspension of belief, which that's his own thing, which I get because he dislikes things that are more rested in reality, which yeah, like
Right. So, I mean, literally, guys,
you can't make this shit up.
Supernatural is fundamentally the best drama, like action drama, to have ever graced television, in my opinion. And the facts speak for itself. Supernatural ran for 16 seasons. And Eric Kripke was involved for seasons 1 through 5, right? Now I hate to get on like a Supernatural binge, but we're gonna get on a Supernatural binge because who's your favorite character, Sam or Dean?
Like favorite character or
Who? Okay, as a woman, who's more attractive, Sam or Dean?
Jensen Ackles. Absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely.
I am not. I am not. I am not.
Is who I aspire to be. Is Dean Winchester.
Who doesn't aspire to be Dean Winchester? I am not, in any way curious with men or anything like that.
But you can still appreciate a good-looking man.
Yes, but Jensen Ackles is.
Have you seen his wife?
Yeah, she's in the show.
Yeah,
she's in season 13. Actually, Mark Pellegrino is. That's a whole different story. Okay. But Jensen Ackles is perfection, like chiseled perfection. Whereas Jared is more big and tall and dark and handsome, I guess.
I mean, it's not even like it's physical stuff too, but I'm definitely more a personality person as well. And like, obviously, he's very charismatic. I mean, just like I think he's also a very talented actor. Obviously, a Soldier Boy too.
Oh my God! And you know what? I've been saying Jensen Ackles. He has
smolder down to a fucking T.
Like I've been
bad boy brood.
Yeah, I've been saying for years and years about how Jensen Ackles should be in more things, whether it's movies or whatever. And the funny thing is, do you want to know the story? So Jensen was a front runner to play Captain America, like in the Marvel universe.
Oh, that is funny.
The story gets better.
Okay.
So here we are. Eric Kripke creates this show called Supernatural, right? So Supernatural's created. It's only meant to go 5 seasons. And in the 5th season, when Sam jumps into the pit, that's it. That's the ending.
That would be terrible.
No. But he, you know how he's watching at the end? Like, so at the end of that episode, he jumps into the pit, you know, there's a lot of emotion, and then it cuts to like 3 months later, and Dean is with, what's her name?
It's been a bit.
Oh my God, what's her name?
Is it
the girl he's always running off with event? Oh my God, people are gonna.
the one who's like.
She has a kid.
Oh, his only love interest. Like
his only love interest.
Yeah, I know.
His only large.
She's not even in the show for that.
Yeah, I know. It drives me nuts. All right, well, her.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the name right now.
He's with her, Lisa.
I was gonna say Josie.
Lisa and Ben. So Ben is the kid.
Oh,
so,
right.
And then there's that time where Ben, Jens or Dean meets him, and they act alike.
Yeah.
And Dean's like convinced that it's his son, but she says no, it's not. I had a type. So she was basically saying. She's basically saying she had a type like Dean and bikers and those kind of people. But anyway, that's not what the story is.
She could still be lying. We don't know.
Yeah, but anyway, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. No DNA test was ever done.
That's true.
In front of the. What if Ben grows up to be like the next Dean? That could be a good show.
Are you having an epiphany right
now?
Yeah,
that could be a good show. Because
as a spinoff.
People have a connection to Ben. Yeah, no, they erased his memories. Yep. Fuck. Castiel erased his memories. Anyway, moving on. Because whatever.
I do want to say about Jared Padalecki though, like it's so wild how his career has gone. Like he literally went from one extremely long running show into another extremely long running show. Like he spent.
What do you mean?
He was in Gilmore Girls.
And his name was
almost.
What was his name in the show?
Dean.
Ironically.
I know. And then there's that scene in Supernatural where they go through the movie and he's like the Gilmore Girls set. He's like, talking about it right.
They're on the
little cart.
The cart.
Yeah.
It's like when someone's narrating like, oh, this is the. And they go through that was so funny. But they do stuff like that. They did it in The Boys this season. So Jensen Ackles, when he finally gets released as Soldier Boy, and he ends up in I think it's New York, right? Is it set in New York? Yes. Whatever major city they're in, yes. Jensen, his soldier.
It's fucking New York.
Yeah, his Soldier Boy gets to the city. And on the bus stop, there's a picture of Robert Singer, played by the same guy who played Jim Beaver.
He does that a lot, though.
Yeah, no,
he's been in like literally other things as Bobby Singer.
Yeah,
which is
but
in
the boys, he's a prominent figure, and so Jensen, as Soldier Boy, that's the first thing he sees, and he looks at it. And then he keeps walking.
Well,
but it was a nod to Supernatural. And guess where? At the end of the season, what's his name? Robert Singer has his rally in South Dakota, Sioux Falls.
Yeah.
Where is he from?
Yeah.
Sioux Falls.
Yeah.
So the connections, because Eric Kripke, the same creator of Supernatural, created The Boys. Yeah, that's the secret. But okay, so back to our original story. Chris Evans was meant to be, so Chris Evans was a front runner to play Captain America in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Supernatural was supposed to end after 5 seasons. The time would have aligned eventually, where Jensen could have played Captain America, but inevitably turned the role down to continue playing Dean Winchester. At that time, you have to remember, Marvel was bankrupt. They were starting this film. They were proposing this idea of an interconnected universe. No one knew if it was going to work. So Jensen turned it down. Chris Evans was talked into playing Captain America by Robert Downey Jr., who had already been an Iron Man, and said, Chris, there's something special here. Like, this is going to be something special.
Yeah.
So Chris did it. Because remember, Chris was already in that shitty Fantastic Four movie.
Yes, Mr. Flame.
So Johnny Storm.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Johnny Flame.
No, Johnny Storm. Because they were the Storms.
I thought it was Johnny Flame. You gonna fact check real quick?
Yep. We're about to do this. Fantastic. One of the comments
I mean,
right
he's
now.
on fire. His name is Flame.
What's... Oh, I don't even know how to say it.
Oh, yeah, that we both wrong.
Human Torch. Wow, I was so off. What the fuck? Why am I so... Oh, God, I know why.
Both aggressively wrong.
Aggressively wrong on that one. So the Human Torch... He already played the Human Torch. And it was, there. And so he had no faith in it. And he was like, I'm not so sure I want to come back and do another superhero movie. He wanted to be a legitimate, he wanted to be where Robert Downey Jr. was in terms of fame now, not then. But he wanted to be a household name, and he was looking for roles that challenged him. Downey Jr. talks him into auditioning. Jensen turns the role down. Chris gets it, becomes Captain America. Why can't I get it to...
What are you doing?
My...
Oh, this is
Captain
such an
America,
awkward angle.
Captain America. Chris, I'm so glad that Chris Evans got the role. And I would have loved Jensen as Captain America. But put it this way. We got the best of both worlds. Not only do we get all of Supernatural, we got all of the MCU with Captain America. But now, here's the real twist. Now, Jensen Ackles gets to play a fucking deranged Captain America, and we kind of get to see what he could have been like as if he was cast as Captain America back in the day. It's a win-win-win all across the board. The Boys is the best show of 2022, hands fucking down.
I would agree with that statement.
Hands down.
Hands down.
Well, hands clap.
Oh,
Ready?
I mean,
Hands clap. Hands down.
Hands down.
Hands down, baby. Who's your favorite character in The Boys? Oh my God, Homelander is the best villain ever. Think about it.
Homelander
is the best villain of all time.
Is he? Because
he's better than Vader. What?
Are you kidding me? He goes into the background.
He got stabbed in the ear with a pencil, which, by the way, almost made me throw up.
Homelander has so many mental issues.
Yeah, that's what's the best part. No, the best part is how he's unstable.
Yeah, that he's not
he's not all there, and it's the best.
He's not a nefarious villain. He's power-wise.
Tell me why he's not a nefarious villain.
Because
all he does is fucking nefarious.
It comes from an angle that just has nothing to do with actually being smart. It just all has to do with his own
ego,
mommy issues and ego. Yeah, but
yeah, that's the best part.
They're not maniacal. They're just hey, I'm gonna just to you with my eyes.
What's the problem?
Scheme.
Yeah, what's the problem with making a good Superman movie? He's too powerful. That's it. What's the problem with making a movie about Superman? He's too powerful. It's hard to challenge him with a good villain, right? But when he's the villain, then you start looking inside. What's the problem? But they're all human problems. Homelander's problems, they're all human. And he can't handle it. He hates that the parts of him that are weak
Yeah.
are human, right? So his inner battle is actually the interesting part of his story. He could laser you in half.
Yeah, but I could cripple him by like just a few
No.
words
No, but that's not true.
verbally,
That's not true.
emotionally.
Because he would cut you in half before you even got there.
But like, what if I wasn't there physically and auditorily? Just
Well,
break
yeah,
him
I
down
mean, we can't argue
mentally.
that. But yeah, Homelander is definitely weak to, but nothing else except emotion. So the
Yeah, but
thing
what
is,
the heart is where the real strength
I know, but the
is.
boys haven't figured it out yet. They keep looking for this weapon to kill Homelander. You
And all
know, then they thought
all
it was
he
Soldier
wanted is
Boy.
just a hug.
Yeah, the fucking weapon. You know what?
Friendship.
Yeah, no, not even that, because he's done too much. You have to. His weapon is emotion. The boy, Ryan, the kid.
Mhm.
That's the weapon.
I like it makes.
They're
it is
setting that
just
up, by the
upsetting.
way. Do you
I
notice
really
that?
hope, though. I really hope
If-
they bring him back from the darkness.
But think about this: if Soldier Boy created Homelander, because they used semen from Soldier Boy, who was the strongest in that time,
Mhm.
and arguably stronger than Homelander at certain times. Homelander is created by Soldier Boy. Homelander then becomes the most strongest being ever. Homelander has a son. How the fuck powerful you think he's going to be?
A lot.
Because they just keep getting more powerful.
Yeah.
So Ryan is the key to this whole thing. We just don't know yet. Ryan is going to kill Homelander, I think. That's
Yeah, I think
that's
would be a
my
great
guess. That's my guess.
redemption
Anyone think I'm
arc.
wrong? I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, I mean, also just in general, I just want just like to hype the boys up in on just more general terms. But like, I really appreciate how like just phenomenal the writing is overall. Just the characters have fantastic depth to them, and it is very realistic. And I feel like the world that we would live in if we had shitty superheroes or superheroes at all. And I feel like it's the most authentic. That I feel like that's
It is the most
how
authentic.
our world would act. I think Ashley's character is very fascinating. I am so excited to see
When they
if
ripped
she
off the
ever
wig.
breaks. Well, like we saw her having.
But
like,
what was
what's
happening?
What's the pronunciations like trichotillomania when someone tears out the hair?
Oh yeah, she was pulling it out.
We
Yeah.
watched her pull her hair out like piece by piece over time, so that was obvious. I knew that was that was gonna happen eventually. That she was just bald because I was like, "There's no way her hair continually looks this nice." Oh.
And there goes my phone for anybody watching.
Just breaking stuff over here. This is why we can't have nice things.
Hey, listen, lady.
Listen.
No, but yeah. Oh, you know what? You're right. I did forget that she was pulling out her hair.
Yeah.
Because when he pulled it off and she had no hair or she had like a couple strands left, I was like, damn, where did that come from?
I was like,
but I forgot.
Sexy.
But no, now that you say that, I do remember because Homelander was stressing her out and she was pulling her hair
I
out.
feel like everything. I mean, it's an extremely stressful situation. Constantly being like, hey, this could be the day I get lasered in the stomach because I pissed this psychopath off. But overall, yeah, I'm just excited to see.
She's going to turn on him. So,
I don't know. I feel like part of me kind of sees it like
she'll like always almost do
I think
it.
she will almost do it, and then she'll end up, picking him. But because of her hesitation, he'll be like, "You're not fucking loyal," and like kill her. But she's like, "No, like I switched back last minute." He'll be like, "No, that's it," because like it doesn't take much for
That's
him.
it. That's done.
I mean, he was just like, if you lied, you can't lie to him. Lies seem to be a very big trigger.
Yeah,
for
if
him.
you lie to Homelander, consider
That's it.
yourself.
If you not even lied, if you withheld anything,
information
if you didn't even
at
tell
all.
him that you took a shit yesterday, he'd be like,
Yeah.
"Why was I not informed?"
And
of
now
this?
he's the head of Vought. Now we don't even have one Carlo. We don't even have him. We used to have this barrier between Vought and Homelander. Homelander worked well. Homelander was like the face of Vought, and now Homelander is Vought. So the corporation aspect of it is going to be insane next season. Like he's going to run this company into the ground with his greed, but it's going to be destructive because
Is it even a
Vought.
company anymore?
Yeah, no, it is. It is.
As opposed to just as Edgar would say, just babysitting psycho children.
Well, for Homelander, yes, but they employ other heroes that are out there.
Yeah.
They have massive programs. That's the problem. Like right now, because I'm thinking about it, they're doing a bunch of spin-offs, by the way. But all of them are like, so say I do a spin-off and it's about kind of like what they're doing. So it's kids in college, right? We already know that Vought infused children with with Compound V, and then they gain superpowers.
Yeah.
What happens to those kids now that they're not trapped at this place? So they go to college, they go to school, and then
a low tier super.
Yeah, there's going to be a bunch of low tier shit going on, but Homelander, now owning the company, has no oversight of this. So there are going to be superheroes everywhere, or powered beings, not heroes, but like superpowered beings running the streets and in grocery stores. So I have a feeling that they're building this universe and it's going to get fucking chaotic, and it's going to be awesome because it's going to be like the MCU, but real life.
I just don't know. I don't know what's to come next. Like, I feel like it is one of the why I do appreciate The Boys, because it's one of those shows that I genuinely cannot predict. I mean, there's some moments where I'm like, yeah, I can kind of see what's about to happen, but like they throw in some good twists and turns where I'm kind of like, you know what? They could. There's so many avenues to take with the plot. Like they could go anywhere.
They could. And so
I have a debate. So it wasn't even a debate. It was more like there's somebody that I was messaging with was saying that they felt like the overall theme for like this recent season 3, was that like people never change. Where I felt like I didn't really see it that way. I felt it more as the characters just becoming more self-aware of their own issues for a lot of them. Like Huey kind of realizing that he's always been insecure about other people's strength. As he had.
Well, it's not even other people's strength.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I totally don't even blame him for that, because his dad was such a dick. He was like, "You will never accomplish anything. You are worthless. You have zero fight in you." And I'm like, whose parent says that? That's so funny.
Literally, it's so messed up.
Like, support your son.
But one of the reasons. But that's actually a good point. I did not think about that moral of that.
Like he had a very more cynical version.
Yeah,
and I was like,
but even Butcher,
He's
changed.
Yeah,
Butcher at the
didn't realize
until he punched Huey and left him there.
No, it was more like when he had the hypnotist guy, like put him in a trance, and he just kind of slowly started to realize how he's become more like his dad.
And that's
when he was like, oh, and how much he compared Huey to his brother, and feel like he has to protect him, and also just it's like that was the self-awareness of realizing what he's done, and that maybe I shouldn't smash people's faces into sinks anymore.
Right.
Like there's certain points where I loved him, but that was obvious where I was like, you know what? That was definitely a little too far there, man.
Yeah, yeah.
And I like some pretty on the edge stuff.
Yeah, it's like, hey, Butch, you took it a little too far. But what do you think about? What do you think about like the hardcore sex stuff in it? Like, for instance, Homelander and Stormfront. What?
Well, first of all, let me just hype. I love
wild way to start an episode. Remember last season where they're in the alley? What?
I was just gonna. How much I love the girl who plays Storm, Aya Cash.
Oh, she was great.
Well, like I had only seen her in something recently. It was like
she was so easy to hate.
Yeah,
and that's the best part. Like people forget, if you hate a character, that actress or actor has done the best job that they could.
Yeah, like just like Draco Malfoy, they say all the time.
He
would walk down the streets, kid would throw things at him, and he'd be like, I mean, that's still upsetting, but you'd be kind of like, yeah, I guess I did a fantastic job because you hate me.
You hate me. That's the goal of my
it,
character.
it put a passion in someone's heart, whether it's love or hate. Like that's you did a goddamn good job. But yeah, she did. There was actually a line that I really did appreciate. Even though her character is a horrible person. There was like before she revealed that, that she's a Nazi.
Matt Jarbo. 1 second. Pause. Matt Jarbo. So Hollywood After Dark. He's the host of Hollywood After Dark. Big, show. Matt is always a friend of the show. He wanted to say that he was stopping by to toss a like. And then Sam Williams says, Lauren is...
Oh, I saw that. I appreciate it. I put effort in.
She put effort in, apparently, today. We all put effort in, though. Sup, Matt? Eric Z. But what were you saying? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I was saying a lot of things. But earlier I was saying and then also Kimiko's character change. Because her thinking that Compound V was what made her a monster until she was saying, you know what, I'd rather protect my family, and I'm still I'll never be normal at this point.
Yeah,
it is what it is. So everyone had their own little character moment where they realized something.
It's self-realization.
Yeah, which that's what I felt like, and I didn't think it was that nobody can change. But he didn't really have any follow-ups for my arguments, but so I feel like I
feel like people can change, right? In the sense that
in little ways. No one pulls a Scrooge where they go from asshole to wonderful overnight. But over time,
and if they do, it's always kind of either financially or over love. Love and finance change people.
Somebody likes me, maybe I should stop being such a trash bag.
Or the other way.
Or the other way.
Which is the worst part. The worst way. But
what, when you try to help someone else?
No, say I had a lot of money and you didn't, right? And
it was pretty accurate right now.
No, it's not. No, it's not. And no, that's a bad compare. Let's say person A uses person B to advance themselves, right? To use that platform to jump ahead. So that's what I was talking about.
People using other people?
Yeah, but not in a using an 85-year-old marries a 20-year-old. Not like that. But jumping on to, for me, or for someone like me, jumping onto Matt Jarbo's channel and trying to steal his audience.
Yeah.
That's a bad thing. So anyway.
Term for that. Can't remember it at the moment. Like when you're trying to steal someone else's clients.
Yeah, it's like you're a thief. I don't know. There's no other word for it.
There is a word for it.
Nah. But
poach.
Yes, poach.
Yeah,
okay. There was a word for it. You were right.
I'm very big into semantics. I'm like, there's a word for everything, and I'll remember it at one point.
What? So I just finished Miss Marvel, and there are some implications in Miss Marvel that have blown my mind.
Okay.
Have you watched Miss Marvel?
Not.
Why?
There's just a lot of content out there.
There is a lot of content. What Disney Plus shows have you watched? Did you see Thor?
I haven't watched. I watch a lot of weird things.
Did you see Thor? 4.
No.
Thor: Love and Thunder.
No.
Oh, guys.
I don't keep up with Love.
All right, guys, we got to kick Lauren out for the night. Lauren, thank you for stopping by the studio. You were great.
Oh, wow. Thanks.
All right,
thanks
guys. We were going to wrap it up here. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Wow. Make sure to like, share. No, I'm just kidding. Thor's been taking a lot of heat.
You haven't even mentioned how we know each other.
What do you mean? Why does it matter?
Oh, no, just as
So I worked with her for a very short time. at the 99s. I did part-time. This is when I was working from home.
It's backstory.
Yeah. So this is when I was working from home, and I needed a part-time job to get out of the house. So I applied at the local 99s because I had worked there when I was younger, and I knew the menu because the menu never changed. So I applied there, got the job very easily, and then I met Lauren there, and yeah, I mean, I've just
Now it no longer exists.
I've just liked you since. You're a good person.
Have you seen any of my films?
No, I don't watch. I rarely watch. Anyone who knows me knows that I rarely watch anything indie or anything like that. I watch my shows. I watch. I
You didn't
binge.
do your research on your guests.
What?
You said you didn't do your research on your guests.
Not in that sense, no.
I know, I'm just joking.
Not even. I'd have who did I have on the other day? A. Martinez, right? Who was in all those One Life to Lives and all those things. You think I'm gonna go sit and watch one of those? No.
Wow.
Like a soap opera? No. No. But I have respect for the art. I do my due diligence. But with you, you're right here. I can talk to you. Right? They're virtual, so we can't even spend the time.
I'm just joshing, yeah.
Yeah. So what have you been in?
You know, like as I had mentioned previously, just some horror films, low budget, some not worth watching. So a lot of short films, mostly horror, a few rom-coms and sitcoms. I did a dating show with Adult Swim, which I mentioned that to you over text.
How was that?
Well, it was more like
Tell me about the culture.
The culture.
Yeah, the culture of like those dating shows. And
well,
stuff.
it wasn't even a show because it was just like it would be like this. Like it was just talking naturally as myself, and it was awkward Skype dates.
What?
So I would just
didn't even do it in person.
No, well, it was quarantine. It was like 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah. I thought this was like a little while ago.
No, this is 2020. Yeah, their whole thing it was just quarantine themed, and you're just kind of queued up on Skype. They have like a video editor where what you're seeing on the computer is like their heads pasted onto like a moving video of like say like a couple in the field, and they just like cut the heads out.
Yeah, they superimpose it.
Yeah. I forgot the word for that, but yeah. And then chat people. There's people send in their tapes, and then the chat decides who I go on the date with based on their votes. And there's 3 different people. I said no to the first person. I was gonna say no anyway, because like I can, even if I like them, I can still talk to them on Skype, and I just wanted more airtime. And so, but
don't hate the player, hate the game.
And so, I mean, though I didn't really like the guy anyway. He was so weird. And then the second guy, they gave me just the worst people, like, which you would think to be more interesting people applying to Adult Swim, but like there's a lot of the people on there are so boring. Like they're just talking about their vacation to Tahiti and like, or something like that, or just
it's like, bro, have you ever been
Have you been in an Airbnb before? They're crazy. Oh my god, I went to my first Airbnb and he's like, oh my god, that's so crazy. Yeah, they're not, it's because it's not scripted. But it annoyed me because I talked to the producer like beforehand, because even though I found it on my acting page, I kind of was like, hey, like, because you want it to just be real people, should I maybe not talk about acting? And they were like, yeah, well, we can't force you not to, but it'd be preferable. So I was like, yeah, like I'm just this waitress. And then the first guy is just like, hey, I'm an actor. And I was like, cool, love that.
Cool, me too.
I was like, no,
he's definitely like, well,
he was like, I'm in between jobs. He was odd. They like literally made fun of him because he literally left right before he went live. He like left the room. It was like, don't go anywhere. I'm like, yeah, it's not like we're going live in 5 seconds. And then he left the room again. And then so they can also input questions into the like
telecom thing.
Yeah. So they're like, who else is in your apartment? Like clearly being like, who the fuck do you keep walking out to? And it was like his uncle. But yeah, it was interesting.
That sounds so strange.
It was very strange because like these unprepared people, they just set out into the world to be like, yeah, just go live and have a ball. Sorry, it didn't go anywhere. It was more of a live stream. said, than as a show. But the
Did it
chat,
air
the
on?
chat liked
Did
me.
it air on? Did the chat liked you?
That's from what I've heard, because I couldn't see it myself, but my friends who watched, because like they did not like me as much, jokingly, but it's like nobody talked, and so I just kept going, and like I would let the other guy talk, and then he would have an answer, and it would be 3 seconds. So I was like, okay, I guess. And they were like, oh my god, this man is the most patient man in the world.
All I can think of is, you ever seen?
Okay.
Hey, have you ever watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Of course I have. Not like a huge fan, but I've seen it.
You remember Amy's ex?
No.
The guy from
I've only seen like the backstreet, good clips mostly. I don't like.
He's
I'm
like
not a big fan of.
He's the most boring.
Andy
Like,
Samberg.
yeah. Honestly, I understand it.
It's like it's not.
He's
even...
way over the fucking top.
Yes.
Like with some of the stuff he does, it's like, all right, dude, chill.
It's like he's never himself. He's always doing a bit, and it drives
always
me
a
crazy.
bit.
Like he's.
But
never
that's
just
you know why?
genuine.
Yeah, because that's how he
Roast.
started.
It's just like, bro, just take it down. You don't have to be like, well, what's up, guys? Like,
well,
hey.
no. It's he hasn't. He.
Sure, that just seems so stressful to put on a persona for.
When he was with the Lonely Island,
yeah,
everything was a
Lonely
bit.
Island, yeah,
everything was a bit. Everything was a song.
But
everything.
There's other people who do sketch comedy who don't do that.
Yeah, I know. But when he transitioned into being like a comedic actor, he never lost that mentality. So he needs to lose that like boy bandish, because it was basically.
If he hasn't at this point,
it was a parody boy band. What?
I said, well, if he hasn't at this point,
I know.
it's gonna happen.
But did you see
Did
that?
you see that new Snoop Dogg commercial? Is that what you were gonna say?
No fucking way. I was literally about to bring up the commercial.
Yeah.
I was about to bring up.
So
I was like, okay. I was like, Snoop Dogg, you're the man. But Andy, why? Why?
Okay, Snoop Doggy Dog.
Yeah. It's like
just Snoop. Okay, Snoop Dogg.
It's like no one would act like that. No one. Only Andy Samberg would act like that. But
speaking of that, commercials are so wild.
You know what one of my favorite movies is though? That's My Boy.
Yeah. No, I don't. Yeah, I like
with Adam Sandler and Andy.
Yeah.
It's so, but Andy's rarely in it. Like he's in it a little bit. Well, he's in it, but he's like a side character. Well, he's not. It's so hard to explain, but he's like he plays a normal guy, and his dad, Adam Sandler, is crazy, and it's so funny, so funny, so funny. So what else have you been?
Wait, but like speaking of commercials, have you seen that weird Dave and Buster's commercial?
No.
Where this man is like on a boat and he gets like he's like, hey, did you hear that Dave and Buster's has like 7 new games? And then like a piranha like literally takes off like half of his hand, and because he has 10. It was like 10 new games. And he's like, that works out because they got 7 new foods because he took off 3 of his fingers. And then they're just at Dave and Buster's with his missing fingers. So I'm like, there's nobody out there. Like Dave and Buster's, who do you think you are? You know, you're not that special where somebody would come in with missing fingers. Nobody's dedicating themselves.
Is it any of these?
Yeah, it's the third one. The shark bites off like 3 of his fingers.
Hold on, we're about to watch this. Cause I love comedic idiotic things.
It's just like if it was something like a Klondike bar, I'd be like, I get that. But like for Dave
what would you do for a Klondike bar?
Right, because that would be crazy, exaggerate things. But Dave and Buster's like, no, you don't need to go that.
Hold on, we gotta get the right format here. And then we gotta go full screen. All right. No, not full screen on this. All right, ready?
Yeah.
We're about to give a car company free advertising.
Not for 1 more second.
Here I am, right where I belong. It's all I've been looking for and so much more. And now I'm here. Now you're here. Nothing.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
10 new games.
Oh! What?
Works out. Because they also have 7 new foods.
What?
Oh! Summer is better in the great indoors at Dave & Buster's.
What the fuck was that?
You hear Dave & Buster's has 10 new games? Hey, did you hear Dave & Buster's has 10 new games? Oh! Hey, did you hear Dave & Buster's has 10 new games?
Are you just processing?
A fucking shark
Dave & Buster's got the budget for a shark.
jumps out and eats this motherfucker's 3 fingers. No blood or anything. Literally 0 blood.
Oh.
And then look at that. I'm gonna. That is a screenshot moment.
See the bone. I don't like it.
It works out.
What could possibly work out?
Because now he has 7 fingers.
Because they also have 7 new foods.
Oh! Summer is better in the great indoors at Dave & Buster's.
I can't believe that was a commercial.
I see it on Hulu all the time.
So that was a legitimate thing, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. So we're probably gonna get pulled down because of that. Probably copyrighted or something.
Oh.
But no, I did my best to mask it. But that was the most ridiculous commercial I've ever seen in my life. Ever. Like to date, I have never ever seen a commercial that was more stupid or idiotic than
Some of
that.
the Cheetos commercials get pretty wild. The Super Bowl Cheeto ones.
Yeah, but they're like, I don't know. It's different with Cheetos. I don't know. Anyway.
So do you purview horror movies at all?
No, I was gonna ask you. That's what I was gonna talk to you about.
Well, look at that.
So anyone who knows me when I was growing up knows that I have footage of somewhere I need to find. It was me, a bunch of our friends, and we used to go explore haunted mansions.
Hell yeah.
And I would document it. I was
urban exploring.
Yeah, I was the filmmaker. Like I was the camera guy. And I, for the life of me, I cannot find this footage. But I love it. I do. I love that kind of stuff. I'm still convinced my mother's here.
I used to really be into ghost adventures. I mean, I still am.
Are we going on a ghost adventure? Is what you're saying?
Maybe. I need to buy a new recorder. I have some.
What kind of recorder?
It's like just the classics. It wasn't even
Like
mine
an
originally. It
EMF?
was my sister. It was like it was just a regular old simple audio recorder. And it was my sister's, and I had some EVPs.
For what?
Just to back in the early 2000s, she'd be like groceries, like when people didn't have.
No, I know, but what are you using it for on a ghost hunt?
For EVPs, electronic voice phenomenon. For you record, you do a session. You're like, is anybody you want to talk to me here?
I did not know that was a thing.
Have you never been real ghost hunting?
No, but ghost hunting doesn't. That's
like personally.
No, but that's not my ghost hunting. My ghost hunting is electromagnetic phenomena.
Also a thing, yeah.
Yeah, and going there, trying not to disturb, but finding there are other ways to go about it.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's my only tool. I'm just saying that is one of them.
I'm saying that you have some good tools if we combined it.
Yeah,
plus,
that's pretty normal.
Plus, I film, right? So there we go.
But yeah, so
we're gonna make a series.
It's
gonna be her and I exploring haunted mansions.
That is not a problem.
What?
You could just drop a series without consulting me.
Yeah, that's a series right there.
That's
the thing about YouTube is you got to be sporadic.
So Nick from Ghost Adventures actually, so I grew up in Salem, New Hampshire, and he actually lives in Windham, which we found out. And I went to church with my mother, and he was in my church in the pew.
So he goes to church?
I guess so. I mean,
you go to church?
Not currently, but when I lived
Are you
with my
spiritual?
parents, I'm more agnostic.
Yeah, me too.
It's what I would like to call lazy man's atheist, aka the Schrodinger's religion, because it's like, is there a God? Is there not a God? I'll find out when I'm dead.
Yeah, but that's the logic.
Open the box when my heart stops beating.
But that's the logical way to look at things.
Of course.
Logical.
I can't prove there isn't, but I can't
If you
prove there is.
scientifically,
But I've already done too many. I've broken too many of the laws, so I'd be screwed anyway. So here we are.
Logically, if you break it down, right? If you can't prove nor deny the existence of an afterlife, then agnostic is the logical explanation or the logical ideology.
But I mean, I like whatever somebody wants to be like flying.
Well,
monster is my thing. You do you.
I mean, this is that'll be a conversation for another day.
Yeah, it's another time. But
because that's my total disclosure, like series. With the total disclosure series I do is about life outside of Earth, and I hate to say, I say ET extraterrestrials, not aliens, and UAPs or UFOs, like actual credible military sightings. All those cases, and we talk about them and what the connection between this stuff is between nuclear weapons and all that stuff. So that ties. That's why I said earlier to you, they kind of tie together. So we'll have to talk about that one day.
Perhaps, yeah.
Why do you keep saying perhaps?
Because I like to keep things lighthearted, and I mean, I'm not a big theological. What's that?
Talking about it is the best part.
But just there's so many other fascinating things I'd rather. I don't know. At the end of the day, things that
what are those fascinating things?
It's just things that are out of my control. I feel like you can theorize all day long, but at the end of the day, even if we're in a simulation, or if we're like things
that would
real,
be the worst.
or if it's the Truman Show.
That's the one thing I don't want it to be.
You know what? But even if it is, though, it's a simulation with whiskey and weed and women.
She's right.
And all the 3 W's and
she's right.
And pad thai. So at
and
the end
steak.
of the day, I don't care.
And steak.
Because there's nothing I could do about it, potentially.
I like her. You look at things very nicely.
God, it's just more
if it is a simulation, who fuck?
Because
who
it's out of my control.
I have steak and we're able to do this.
Like,
even if it is a simulation.
Out, why would I want to leave it,
Yeah, if it is a simulation, we're able to simulate our own thing.
Yeah.
This is fun. I like that outlook. I'm adopting that outlook. I really am.
So Nick Groff was in my church. Can we finish my story?
Yeah, good.
But we didn't go up to him, but I remember I kept looking over and I was like, that's my most C-level celebrity sighting. Maybe even I mean, I don't want to insult him, but yeah, C is pretty fair, I feel like. And I don't even think he probably wouldn't even consider himself a celebrity. He'd probably just be like, yeah, because he was the camera guy.
More. Right.
Because did you watch a lot of Ghost Adventures?
No, I did not.
Oh, it is quite the squad there.
No, I've heard the name. I know I know it, but I just don't know. I didn't watch.
Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, he was mostly just the tech camera guy, so he wasn't more in front of the camera, but occasionally. Anyway, yeah, we saw him, his wife and kids there, and I my mom's like, no way. But we weren't gonna go walk up to, when someone's in church, and be like, excuse me, sir, I'd like your autograph. He's trying to live his life. He's just a person trying to just have his family time. So obviously we did not interrupt them, and we just left, and it was just kind of one of those cool things. Hey, saw you at my church. Good to know we're neighbors.
That's cool.
Won't you be my neighbor? Yeah.
There's so many cool spots in this part of the world for paranormal hunting and all that stuff, because just the lore of everything.
I want to go to
Lizzie
Borden house so bad.
What?
The
Lizzie Borden house.
I have a friend who actually I did a movie with, another fellow actress, and she lives right in the same town, right by Rhode Island. It's Fall River, right? Yeah, Fall River.
Yeah. Fall River.
And she's like, yeah, I've been there all the time. We can go sometime. So we should have that hopefully in the books at one point and go check out Lizzie Borden's house.
I love. I mean, it's one thing it's one thing to research it and talk about it, but when you're there and you're in the presence of something like that, I don't know if it's adrenaline, might be adrenaline. Yeah. But endorphins are just it's you feel connected to it.
Well, I don't even think of that. I think it's that because the whole point of Supernatural is everything is energy. So you're literally feeling that energy in that room, which I do feel always like kind of like hippy dippy when I'm like, it's the energy, but it's like, and also someone doesn't have to necessarily die for there to be, something going on, like, unless like I caught some possible things in my house, but we were the first people to live there. Like, it was built for us in my parents' house.
Right. Kind of rules out any.
I feel like once you kind of like
restful
open the door,
spirits.
you're like, hey, do you want to talk? These people can just be like, hey, what's up? How's it going? But if obviously someone died there, it would be a lot stronger of an energy. Obviously, these are not facts, but these are what is common in that world. But I certainly cannot say, because no one can say they exist
with confidence.
But I was completely silent, and I caught audio that it freaked me out at first. Like, I was honestly really terrified because I wasn't expecting. I did it like jokingly at
What
first.
did it sound like? Do you still have it?
That's why I said I need a new recorder, because I used to.
But do you have the tape?
It might be like, no, it wasn't like an old fashioned like tape recorder. It was electronic.
Oh, okay.
Like you just press the button and record and like have saved logs. But there might be some file on my laptop somewhere. Like, I've moved 3 times in the last year. It's been great. But
moving sucks though, because you always lose a bunch of shit in the move. It's like you always end up, and the worst part about moving too is you don't realize how much shit you have until you have to move it all. Like, imagine having to move this place.
Yeah.
It'd be miserable.
I mean, just moving one room is fucking exhausting. So I can't imagine. Well, like, obviously if you have a U-Haul and people helping you, it's a lot way easier.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the audio that I got a couple times, and it seems to be also common when I would watch the supernatural shows. But yeah, it's very fast. It's sped up, where they have to constantly slow it down, and so it almost sounds like a whisper. But I feel like that's because that's just as loud as they can go.
Right. Well, it's also on a different. It's also on a different, because there's 12 known levels of consciousness. So, and the human ear can only hear down to a certain decibel. So anything below, or anything distorted on a different plane of existence, would be hard to register. So it's breaking the barrier, supposedly, according to the lore.
It's
like
the way dogs can hear a certain sound.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like
it's
a dog whistle.
Yeah. So it breaks through that sound, and because the recorder can't hear those sounds that our ears aren't physically capable of picking up, which is why it works in the first part. But doing it in my room by myself, being like, hey, like, if there's anybody out there, you come talk. Like, and it was 10 seconds in just the first time, which, like, you're definitely not expecting when it was a silent room in the playback, and nobody else is in the house, and you hear just like, it sounded like it said, come here. The first one, I remember it was like, come here. And it's like, that's concerning.
No, I will not.
My take on it.
It's like, no, I will not.
I would have like my mom. She refuses. She's like, she's like, if there are, I don't want to know. Like, she would just refuse to listen to it.
She's like, I'm just gonna pretend it doesn't happen.
We would watch Ghost Adventures together. So like, and she would watch like crime shows growing up. My mom was super into Stephen King, but she's like, I feel like we have that similar level. Like, I love watching horror movies and watching crazy stuff, weird, messed up, but like, I'm a total wimp when it comes to haunted houses. Like, if it's actually in my face, no, I feel like life has been dark enough.
So you wouldn't be able to go in?
I've been in one before, but I would
You prefer not to.
I'd prefer not to, but I feel like I could handle it now. I feel like life has thrown some stuff at me recently where I'm like, life is scarier than you right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got a chainsaw? Well, I got taxes to do back home. So like, it's like scarier.
It's like, honestly, you get that chainsaw, you'd be doing me a favor.
Yeah.
Honestly. Because at least I went down like as a martyr, right? Yeah. Now I don't owe those back taxes.
Yeah, I think, what I think is really creepy though. Have you ever seen the videos where they do captures with an Xbox Connect? It's really just
captures with an Xbox Connect.
And they do like
what's an Xbox Connect?
It's the Xbox.
I'm not big into gaming.
The Xbox 360 came out with Kinect, which is a motion capture for motion games. And
Oh, I remember what that was. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
at the
and they would
it was at
use
the
it.
under the TV always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they would use it in a lot of ghost shows, and then it literally would create like the motion of like where the arms and the legs are, and it's the creepiest thing when you can literally see like the legs come on screen out of nowhere, and it has like more of like a little stick figure kind of view, and then they'd be like wave, and you could see it be like,
Oh my god.
yeah.
Do you believe in unidentified aerial phenomena?
I mean, I think there's a lot of things that are possible. Like I said,
You don't rule it out.
I can't rule it out. Yeah.
That's
I
all.
specifically feel passionate about UFOs? No. But I feel like just about as neutral as,
Well,
some other
think
lore.
about it. How many worlds are there confirmed
No,
right now?
I 100% think there is other life out there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
There's
And that's,
no way that like
as soon as you say that sentence,
yeah,
you're on the
like
level.
it's illogical to think
It's so naive to think that we're alone.
Like, and then there's, perhaps nobody has gotten to the point where they've been able to break barriers. Also, maybe we're so far back in the fucking galaxies that just nobody wants to hang out with us. I don't know.
Or what?
they've already come
if I
here.
was an
We don't
alien,
know.
yeah, that's more. I think the option, because think about this: if I was an alien, yeah, not among us, not like that, but I think they come here because they want to. I think all life is connected in some sort of way.
Yeah.
Right. So I think we might even be the evolved version. Like they're the evolved version of us. Why do you think they look like us? Like if the abduction stories and all that shit is true, they always describe a star-shaped figure, right? Stars meaning there's a head, 2 arms, and 2 legs, right? That if you were to draw points, that'd be a star, right?
Yeah.
So why do they always have 2 arms, 2 legs, and a head? Because, much like they say in the Bible, God created man in his image. What if aliens are just from a planet that's their sun has been around billions of years longer than ours? So they have a billion-year head start on us. Life still started the same way it did here. It's just way earlier. So they are coming here to educate us. Be like, look at the apes with fucking nuclear weapons. Look at the apes splitting the fucking atom. Guys, chill. Pump the brakes, because you're gonna do something you regret. And it's happened multiple times. It's scary to think about. I could talk to you about this stuff a lot, because honestly, some of it's alarming. One second. Rendlesham Forest, 1952. The base in England of the United States during not during World War II, during the Cold War. 10 nuclear warheads. The computers don't connect them, because if one goes down, you can't have them all going down. If the president orders a nuclear strike, you need to be able to fucking strike. A UFO comes over, I'm not going to get into the UFO story, because, the commander came, they chased it, all that. But the UFO literally put a beam in there. And this is all like, military testimony. A beam came down and disarmed 10 nuclear weapons and then left. It was but then they came back online and everything was okay. But every single person on the base, all highly trained military personnel who are trained for millions and millions of dollars to safeguard the most dangerous weapons in the world. They're not idiots. And they all saw something, and they all are lying.
Didn't like during 2020, like the government release some stuff? I remember I had like my ex at the time where he was like, it's like, is nobody gonna talk about this? So they just
because they were just talking about Trump.
Yeah.
Dude, it drives me fucking crazy. The Pentagon is all but came out and said UFOs exist. Yet we just want to talk about how Trump ate another bucket from KFC. What are we doing as a human civilization, Lauren?
Enjoying KFC.
That's funny because we're probably gonna order some
I
food
know,
after
I'm
this,
like,
and
you
we're
say
gonna like,
KFC,
ah!
I literally, I'm just like, I'm so hungry.
Well, we have 5 more minutes left anyway. So, no, but
Oh, so like, let me tell you the story of the weirdest set. Like, well, there's been a lot of weird sets that I've been on. So many weird situations. Because, like, let me just ask you this. My biggest preface of, like, have you seen the movie Swiss Army Man?
yes,
Such a ridiculous,
very ridiculous.
But like,
why would Daniel Radcliffe do that?
Because Daniel Radcliffe is trying to do. Have you seen Kill Your Darlings?
No.
It's like a movie he also plays as Allen Ginsberg in the 1940s, where he ends up, you know, trying out some new flavors of, you know, of people.
I don't know.
Flipping the switch of, you know,
like sexually.
Yeah.
Like, so having sex with different races.
There's a very explicit man-on-man scene.
Oh, okay.
In the movie.
Okay, I got you.
I didn't want to like detail.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Like,
we're all
like,
we're all
Daniel,
adults.
he had his legs over his head, you know.
No, we're all adults here.
But
Wow,
it's
he
like,
went that far.
I mean, I assume there was an actual.
No, I know, but I mean, no, I know, but that's a very intimate moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
so
he
wow,
like,
that's
yeah,
crazy.
he kind of struggles. He's like this 1940s, right? Anyway, but like, yeah, Swiss Army Man. Think about how weird that is, and like that's what made the cut. You know, I get so much weird amateur stuff. That's like that Swiss Army Man's what people were like. Let's make this. Let's make a corpse that he travels on in the water because he farts. That's spoiler. Sorry if you haven't seen Swiss Army Man. That is a clip, but that movie is so ridiculous. Like, I had something recently. It was called "I Love My Human Furniture" that I applied for, which was so very clear. This man it was like this woman gets paralyzes the husband with paralytic, and he is immobile, and she uses him as a chair, and that is the entire scene.
She uses a man as a chair.
Yeah, he's on the couch, but she sits on him, and like, you know, it definitely has some like weird dominatrix thing going on. Because then I'm like, okay, maybe this was his idea. Then I went into like he sent me a link to his YouTube, and it's that's just
graphic.
All well, not for YouTube, but like I was like, okay, he has like his first video has 300,000 views. Maybe it's interesting. No, like, it was just man getting sat on and stepped on. I was like, so this is just what he's into. Okay, cool. I mean, he was gonna pay me $900, so I was like, I would consider that for $900, but
who wouldn't?
I got a message.
I would lick some toes for $900.
Like,
let's be real.
I got a message from Backstage, like, where you can apply to parts, and they were like, if you have spoken to this man, please cease all contact. And that they said that they found out he was posting the content on an adult paywall.
Oh
site.
yeah, that's a no. That's a no-go. Because you need consent.
Absolutely.
You didn't do anything, right?
No, because they like
he didn't put you on.
I was gonna audition, but then it was on my grandma's birthday, so I couldn't go.
God, thank God. Thank God.
Well, like,
someone had your back there.
I wanted that $900 though.
Yeah, I know, but at what cost?
I know. Well, I mean,
as a woman, honestly, as a woman, do you feel that, you know, it's tougher for you in this? Because let's face it, like, guys like me, women, you know, are like, there's a picture. Look right there.
Mm-hmm.
Who's that?
Wonder Woman.
What's her name?
What, her character name? Her real name?
Her real name.
The actress's name?
Yeah. Gal Gadot.
Yeah, Gal Gadot. Yeah.
She is the epitome of beauty, right? Like, she is a beautiful, like, she's a movie star, beautiful woman.
Sure,
and,
a blockbuster movie, beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
And as normal people, it's hard for like Hollywood's this machine, and it's all to go back to even like the swimsuit editions of Sports Illustrated. Like there was this unattainable beauty of these models and actresses.
So you want to ask me about how it affects my body image? Is that what you're asking?
No, I'm saying, do you think that the world is becoming a more open place with
absolutely.
people? Because
I had something. Well, it wasn't.
The reason I ask is because honestly, I see a lot more women that are flaunting themselves, like no bra, white shirt. They're just
that in that way. Okay, I don't know if you meant like
women are becoming
like,
more confident in everyday life. So I can't imagine Hollywood, and I'm so happy about it.
Like there was something I almost was gonna do. It was a long story that we don't have time for, but like it was actually supposed to be like on Showtime, but then the guy that I was working with, like he lost his day job. But his whole thing was like he wanted to cast me because he's like, like just the girl next door look of like just being an average, not average, but like,
you're not average.
Yeah, I know. Like just more of like like height, weight, proportionate human being that like is just, like curvier and not, like the thin stick thing that they would put on. Not that there hasn't been like one of my favorite shows, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, with the main character I feel like I relate with a lot is definitely like she's also struggles with eating disorder for her character, and just like just not like definitely not large, but not skinny either. It's like that in between, and I think that is slowly becoming more.
By the way, which is perfect.
It goes both ways. People love dad bods now too. Like all bodies are beautiful.
Too skinny is gross.
Yeah.
And then like too.
I don't even like jacked. Like jacked is too much for me. I'm like, if I can see the veins bursting out of your arms, like that it's not attractive to me. You look like you'll murder me in my sleep, and that is not what I'm attracted to.
Right.
I had this guy I went to actually was like, you literally cannot. You have to sleep in the guest bedroom because he had like war PTCs. Like I might punch you in the face. I'm like, that's terrible. If you sleep next to me, I was like, okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go home now. Yeah. So this was fun.
On that note,
is there an Uber that I can get around here?
for your own home?
No, I was still talking about the other story.
Oh, okay.
No, but I mean, what's next for you?
Currently, the only thing I have on the docket is I'm gonna be in a music video.
Is what?
I'm
sorry, I moved my headphones in.
I said the only thing I have on the docket currently is I'm going to be in a music video on the 1st of August. It's actually going to be shot right here in the town that we are in. Because I was about to say it, I was like, maybe I shouldn't say the town.
No. Yeah, keep it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's gonna be just like a fan in this guy's music video. I mean,
when's that happening?
August 1st.
Maybe I'll have to come down.
I mean, you like they'll welcome everybody. He's like, if you know anybody else that wants to come by,
But I'd bring. Okay, yeah.
It's not paid,
we'll talk.
But
yeah, but I don't need pay. So
I do, but it said paid originally, and then he was like, actually, it's not. Is that okay?
Hey, Movie Dogs, great guy. He's a fan of the show. Movie Dogs, Lauren. And yeah, no, this is really fun. And
like the introduction to each viewer individually.
Yeah. So anyway, so what happens next for us guys is Springfield Comic-Con, I believe. So next Saturday, this show and all of our shows right now are sponsored by Springfield Comic-Con. So we're gonna be in booth R5. She might come. We don't know yet. She's a wild card in my opinion. But Saggy Melons and myself will be doing a live podcast from the convention. We'll be interviewing other people at the convention, talking to them. It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait. I mean, like it's as an adult, it's like a kid in a candy store. And you get to flourish and kind of be who you want to be there. So if anyone's going to be there, definitely private message me on Twitter. I'll link your Twitter.
Yeah.
In the description below. Other than that, make sure to like, share, subscribe. You can support the channel by becoming a member and or sending a super chat while we're live. Or this new thing. I don't know, they concocted it the other day. Apparently you can super thank, and you can do that at any time. So definitely do that, because look around, this shit isn't free. I put a lot of work and effort into everything. So, I really do respect it, and I love you guys. So we'll be back next time. And Lauren, if you want to, say your pieces. So where can they find you on Twitter? Just say it.
Yeah. It is at, sorry about that, Lauren Smitty 101. My Instagram is Lauren K Smith with 2 T's. And if you just want, you can just also Google Lauren K Smith. My IMDb is there. And also, yeah, all my Twitter, everything is just, if you just Lauren K. Smith.
Yeah, I found out we can be Googled today. I didn't know that. You can Google Pop Culture Corner now. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we'll see you next time. Stay classy, motherfuckers.
You fucking moron! You are a fucking human piece of shit,